Greetings and welcome once again to Anonymous Animal. We're going to be making our second tutorial today for the MC303 here. Thank you to everyone who commented on the last video. It was very encouraging and got a few questions about things that I'm going to deal with today. Our first question comes from Mega Wackle and it says, thanks for this tutorial. I bought my 303 almost 20 years ago, but this clip still inspires me. Could you do another one about the menu making songs? I did a little bit of RTFM and I found out how to do song mode. It's actually surprisingly simple. So the first thing you'll need is to make a couple of patterns of your own so that you can sequence them into a song. If you want to know how to do that, check my first tutorial. And once you have a couple of patterns, I have 4 here set up. They're very basic. I'll give you a little quick listen. First one is just a drum beat. I added a bass line to the second one, and then some chords, and then sort of, I don't know what this is, you know, like a full loop. I have those 4 patterns on here. Now the first step I want to do over here is there's a play mode button. So to get started in song mode, we need to hit this little play mode button over here to change from pattern to song. You also want to make sure that your LED light here is on the pattern song option. Otherwise you're going to be selecting tones or tempos or whatever. Pattern song is the one that you want. You can store 10 songs on here. That's probably adequate for most people. If your song is blank, you'll see 3 little dashes here. And if it's a song that has patterns added to it, then you'll see the first pattern number appear in your window. Just in case all of your songs are already full, I'm going to show you how to clear out your song. Select a song that you want to work on. I'm going to work on song 2 here. It says that my first pattern is U31. Now all I'm going to do is hit record over here, and it's going to ask me if I want to clear that song because there's already a song there. So I just hit enter and the song is clear, and I have my current pattern, which is 1, the first one. A song is just a sequence of patterns, so we're going to tell it which pattern we want to be the first pattern. Now my first pattern is on user 31, so I'm going to set it to user 31, hit enter, and that's going to advance us to the next one. So then we simply select the next pattern, which is U32 in this case, continue. U33 is going to be the third, and U34 is going to be the 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th, and I'm going to just add a couple of those in so it loops. And once you're done, you hit the stop button over here and your song is complete. Now once you have that your song recorded, essentially that's what it's called, the recording process of storing those patterns, you hit stop and hit play, and we should get our sequence of patterns in the order that we selected them. That's just the drum beat. Here comes the drop. Ready for this? Now this is the last pattern, so I selected it a few times. It's just gonna roll over, play that pattern again. And that's the song mode. Pretty straightforward. Okay, the next question comes from Donald Likens, who asks, could you maybe do a video about achieving TB303 sounds with the MC303? How to edit and space notes out. Again, great video. First step is probably get yourself a drum beat, just because everything's got to start with a beat. So I wrote this little 1-bar loop just to do something over. What you're going to do is hit record over here to get into your recording menu. Your metronome is going to start. You got your recording options. We went through that in the other tutorial. So if you hit record again, much like the you do with the drums, you end up in step record mode. And now you just want to make sure you have the right instrument selected. Number 1 is my instrument here. That's the one I'm going with. Hit play and we enter into step record mode. Now anytime that I hit a note, it's going to enter that into the sequence. The other option that you have, which is key to 303 style programming, these 2 buttons up here. Tie which ties the note to the last note and extends it, and also rest, which inserts a rest note if you want to have a blank space. I'm going to play in C minor because I always play in C minor, and I'm going to drop a C in for the first note. So now I'm going to play my next note here. I'm going to do a D sharp, and it's again, the display has moved forward another 32, and this time I'm going to tie this note to another note. So I hit the tie up here, and it's going to ask me to input my next note, and I'm just going to input another one right there, and that note is now tied to the last one, so we're going to have a note of double the length. And then we'll introduce a rest right here, and perhaps another C, and we'll see how that sounds like. So we hit stop, and we'll be back out of recording mode into the pattern mode here, and if we play it, we'll see what that sounds like. So you hear that second note is tied, it's a longer note, and then there's a gap. And that's pretty much your basics of 303 style programming. If anyone has any other questions, any more they would like to learn about the Groovebox, then please let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.